Hello everyone, it's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here with me. We just got them exciting. Confidence women indeed. Okay.
Just like now. I was going to say something else.
There's
today,
nothing else to banter about.
Nothing else. The sexually confident woman is in the newspapers
We just
today.
saw it. We just saw it right now. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tokwe. Go and buy newspaper.
We'll tell you, hurry up.
Buy the one that has tea.
How you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'm super excited for Tokwe, and you know everything just looks positive and promising. So we're thankful to God. Next is Uazone in September, and we're there.
He's the event director. If he doesn't make papers, please hold our accountable.
They say I should tell you that they are looking forward to your show too.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Yes.
Well done.
You see, when you have a dream, I remember when Tokwe said, Jumoke, I need to sit with you. And it was just a dream, a vision, and we said, let's run with it. At the end, when you then make the papers and they're saying women conference, you know, it means that you are making impact.
Yes.
I'm very grateful to God. This is grace.
Yes,
Grace.
Thank God for that. So how you doing, Jimmy? Okay, you're not bantering again.
Hi.
Jumoke went Amala hunting yesterday.
Yes.
So I thought I was going to sneak into one Amala joint, one correct Amala joint yesterday and get some Amala. I just saw, there is God. I said, oh my gosh, somebody's going to catch me here.
You guys did not plan it.
You know, so she was having Amala. You know, because people have been disturbing me. Eat. So I'm eating. But it's just, you know, you eat it.
I didn't see your food, so I don't know how much it was.
Don't eat too much because we are you are looking at to get our level. So please don't eat too much.
I had about 3 spoons or something, or 4 spoons yesterday.
So it's not to lose more weight, it's just
to maintain. But I'm excited. Tomorrow is our graduation. I finally got a dress. So I went dress shopping yesterday.
Head girls, I be head boy's mother.
Yes, head boy.
Yeah, head boy.
It's not easy.
I'm excited. It's another phase going for my son, and my sister is just being the grace of God. I thank God for his hand upon his life. It's been awesome. That's why I'm particularly excited about today's topic, you know. We continue to tap into the
nonsense.
So I'm directing UA's event in September also.
Why are you going to Jumoke to direct the event?
You cannot have a
Jumoke.
No, it's not that now. No. It's a women supporting each other.
Yes.
If you want to look for the expert, first of all, check within your circle.
Okay. I'm actually proud that
don't blow your own, but let me do it
fantastic.
for you.
Well
You cannot have a Jumoke and go and let one person come and flop your event. Okay, that's it.
No, enough marketing for Jumoke.
I'm just proud of her. I don't get in trouble.
All right, let's take a break.
She has sent us bill.
Don't worry, I'm sure.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Silence in the studio.
Sorry.
Okay, let's start with the Punch. Ex-governor arrested at book launch, attended by Obasanjo Gowon. Governor Yari built Lagos hotel with 500 million naira, $500,000 Paris Club fund, says EFCC. Picture here of Maitama Sule buried in Kano. Leaders hail late statesman. Traditional medical practitioners offer to treat Buhari. Lagos Ibadan Highway. Reps summon Fashola over inciting comments. Bado storms Lagos churches, kills babies and mother. Sage Sands condemns Senate as lawmakers ask Osinbajo to sack Mago. And CBN Deputy Governor becomes a Etisalat chair. So lots of stories here.
Yeah, you see, the Bado story is very important. We're going to take it because it's in all the newspapers. But the Traditional Medicines Association, they're actually the National Association of the Nigerian Traditional Medicine Practitioners, have said that whatever the issue is with President Buhari, they can treat it.
And they are saying that our former president,
Obasanjo,
is using their health. Yes, that can you see how strong he is?
Yes, that the association was formed in the days of the former president. Can't we see how young he is? They're saying that a lot of Nigerians die cheaply because we avoid the practice of medicinal and therapeutic use of plants you know, and we look down upon it while we're promoting orthodox medicine.
And I think I agree with.
We'll see how that goes. hopefully they listen to them. Fashola, who has that story? They said that he's inciting.
Yes, so you know, I took the story when he said that, you know, they were stuck of information when they, you know, reviewed the
stuck ignorant about his ministry when they reviewed the budget and took out important projects,
right? Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, for instance, and you know, now they are offended. They are summoning him. You should come to the house to come and explain. Let me link that story with the headline where they are also, you know,
no, it's all over the papers. We'll take it to the nation.
Yes. Okay, I'll take it. I'll express my comments.
That, okay, anyway.
Yes, I need to link it.
Let's move on to the nation.
To what is happening with the acting president.
Exactly.
The major headline in the nation is Senate draws battle line with Osinbajo over Magu. Senators won't honor confirmation request. Sage Ngige, others kick. Etisalat banks agree on payment terms. Okay, so the Osinbajo and the Senate.
So let me quickly establish that the Senate is saying that the battle line is drawn with the acting president because of his utterances on their powers. This started with that: are they authorized to change, impute, or remove things from the budget? Now they're saying that they're not going to confirm Magu until he does what he ought to do. Now, this battle line, my comment is, we don't want the Senate to, what's the word? Stagnate the economy. Stall the polity because of their own personal issues. Exactly. They're also saying to INEC that they're joking on the Melaye recall. And I'm saying that the senators need to wake up to their responsibilities and what they're supposed to really be doing. Right. Also, the acting president, maybe he needs to find another Magu. You know, we're being back and forth on this. And they're supposed to actually have the powers to say, we don't want him.
It's not also on Magu, it's also on Gbajabi Amila, Larry Gbajabi. He wanted him to do the National Lottery Commission or something like that. So
with all these issues that the Senate have, what is the Nigerian position on it? Unfortunately, we run a representative democracy, and we've given them the right to speak for us.
Yes.
So they now have all the powers, and they think, I don't have anybody to answer to. You still would answer to the people. Yes. What do we think about Magu? It's important. What do we think about, you know, the Ibadan Expressway, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? Do we need these roads? How does it affect the average Nigerian? That should be the concern of the Senate. Whether we want a recall of Melaye, that is constituent, for instance, wants Melaye recalled, it should be it should be you know.
I think we should just get wiser.
The priority should be about the people, not about the Senate. The senators should remember that they are there to represent us, and we have powers to recall them.
No. It's not having powers. I'm saying that we should be wiser now to know that you know these people have a major role to play.
In fact, we should stop voting executive members.
Right. That's it.
Simple. Moving on to Vanguard. Magu Osinbajo Senate in fresh standoff. 3 killed as Badu boys attack Ikorodu Church. No regrets retiring politically exposed military officer, says Obasanjo. APC sues INEC over Melaye's recall. So the Badu boys attack.
Let me quickly establish that story. Yeah. The Badu boys this time around refused to, you know, attack the neighboring countries, communities within Ikorodu. They moved closer to Ojota.
Yes.
And you know, attacked this CNS church where they killed, you know, 2 women and a baby.
One woman and 2 children. Yeah. So they had night vigil overnight, and the women had slept in the church with their children.
I wanted to leave out the entire detail, but you know, the usual items left behind: a stone, engine oil, and all that, pointed to the fact that it was the Badu boys again. Now, because everybody is on Ikorodu, they are moving closer. We need to do something now.
Now, the police is actually saying that, listen, let's not just jump into conclusions and say it's Badu. That they have to do the investigation. That right now they heard about the murder, and they're also going to investigate the murder case because there could be copycats.
I agree. Yes.
So let them investigate
could be the Fulani
before we automatically assume
it can be anybody.
It can be
what
anybody.
Would be the motive of anybody else?
Well, let them after the investigation. Hopefully, we'll find out. Moving on very quickly then to Daily Sun. Senate draws battle line with Osinbajo, threatens action against acting president, suspends confirmation of presidency nominees. Thousands bid Maitama Sule farewell in Kano. Alleged corruption, EFCC arrests ex-Jigawa governor Turaki. Afenifere holds emergency meeting over Southwest security. Badu gang strikes again, kills 3 in Lagos church. Federal government hints of new policy on community policing. All right.
I wanted to talk about the Turaki arrest. Former Jigawa governor, while attending the book launch, was arrested by EFCC. They said that they declared a warrant for his arrest. They declared him wanted since. And so they picked him up at this book launch. He's been alleged to have defrauded his state of 36 billion.
You
naira.
Know, it didn't matter about that EFCC putting warrants for arrest most times, you know, because I've seen someone that went in front of the EFCC and said,
this is me.
This is me. You know, they don't. the person at the front desk was saying, I don't know. Is there any? She said, no, but people are saying you're looking for me.
Yes, remember that.
You know, so I'm just a bit.
We're not so strict about the EFCC.
You understand?
But that's a book
get their acts together.
Our acting president said two vital things that actually struck me.
Yeah.
One was the fact that he hinted on community policing, saying that he agrees and understands that the state of crime in Nigeria right now has come to the point where you cannot, as an IGP, cannot
control the things.
Cannot even cut crime from Abuja. We need to find a policy to find a way to encourage community policing. So they're looking within. And they'll get back to us on how they intend to carry it out. That's one. But second thing he also said at that same book launch was about the fact that history has been taken away from our school curriculum, and that he feels it's wrong for us not to know where we're coming from, in order to know where we're going. So it's been there because of bad leadership, and he's going to see what they can do to bring back.
Acting president is a man after my
heart. That community policing is very, very key, because the reason for community policing is I know you. Like Nima, for instance, she knows her vicinity. She knows everybody there. So if she becomes a police officer in that community, it's easy for you to identify who is doing wrong.
That's pretty clear.
It's not something that should be debatable.
All right, let's move on very quickly then to final paper this day today. Gowon Obasanjo expressed regret over military's incursion in politics. 150 dead, 1,233 houses destroyed in Cross River communal war. IOCs to dispose of more assets after PIB passage, license expiration. Fowler, Nigeria needs taxes to develop.
We know.
Olusoya is interim CEO as the Etisalat gets new leadership.
Etisalat.
So this communal war between these two communities, I didn't get the exact name of both tribes, but it's been ongoing for many years. I think for 14 years now, and 150 people died within 3 days.
Jesus Christ!
And over 1,000 houses were burnt down. So it's still developing. It's still between June 27 and June 29.
Violence begets violence. I don't think that we should settle our matters like that.
There's a governor,
and they have a community war for.
And they have local government chairman.
I wanted to quickly mention the Etisalat issue of that. After they have chased away,
they are foreign investors.
They are foreign investors. The 13, let me say it rightly, the consortium of 13 banks have now agreed to sit down with Etisalat.
And APCON has said they are pulling out.
And APCON is saying that we cannot even take over since
anything.
The NCC says that they cannot transfer Etisalat rights to another company. It has to be Etisalat or Etisalat that we are pulling out. So it now looks like somebody just wanted to chase the foreign investors.
Okay, we don't even care. Our own is that let us be able to continue to buy our data and buy our credit, because let nothing happen to the thing that there's no connection. That's our own. So we the consumers really don't care what goes on up there. As long as we're able to make a call and get our data, we're good to go.
And I'm excited about this new, development, because of people that at least we are sure that their jobs might be retained.
All right, that's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, we'll discuss the need for STEM education in Nigeria. And later, we'll learn the art of robotics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So technological experts have reiterated that unless science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, that is STEM, is given the deserved attention, society's development will not happen at the pace and depth that it should. STEM courses have proven to be very crucial to the nation's technological advancement. How do we imbibe this in our child's education? Joining us is a STEM mentor and coach, Team Nigeria, Remy Willoughby. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you.
You can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Now, let's start with, how did you even get into STEM in the first place, into robotics and all that?
It's a big question. I taught in the United States for about 23 years before I retired in 2015. And because America, the system is not rigid. So just because you studied arts doesn't mean you cannot choose to become a doctor if you choose to go to medical school. So while I was in the classroom teaching, opportunities came up for me and I became very interested. My first experience was in 2004 when I went for a conference and I saw a robot and I'm like, wow, I'm interested in this, I want to know more. And that's how I got involved. That's how I'm involved. It's not because I had a science background. As a matter of fact, my degrees are all in the arts. But over the years, I have trained, I received my training in robotics from Carnegie Mellon University. And they are the ones that write some of the programs that we use today for programming. So I would say I got it from the best.
Help me understand the meaning of STEM, robotics. Break it down.
Break it down, okay. So when we talk of STEM, we are really talking about the need for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, people would say, oh, we're already doing those things. True, but we are doing them in silos, in bits and pieces. We need to integrate them. And when they're integrated, then there will be hands-on. You will find out, for example, that a teacher that wants to teach Newton's law can now come in and do have the students make a rocket with balloon, and then they learn velocity, they learn propulsion by doing those hands-on. And even I was thinking about it as I was preparing for this show, and I said to myself, some of the things that I remember most in my life are things that we all know about acronyms, you know, the names of the stars, the planets, for example. We learned that by all those acronyms. Songs, even some Bible passages for me, I remember because pastors would turn them into a song and I can still remember them today. So when we make kids, get them involved instead of sit, listen, like there's exactly. So we need our children to do.
I want to bring it to that doing because I studied physics in the university. And 4 years in physics, I never got exposed to anything that I had to create. And for me, that was what killed me because I'm a hands-on person. I love to build things, and because that is the best way I learn. It stays in my head if I'm doing it with my hands. And now I see the style of teaching in the schools today. They teach them theories. So the child is just focusing on how do I get this formula, remember it, go and write the exam, and pass the exam. That's all. And it's already a failure before it's even kicked off.
Exactly.
You know? So how do we engage the school system, the educational system in Nigeria, you know, to start teaching so that we have children that are thinking, okay, as soon as I'm learning this, I want to apply it to something.
Applied. And that is exactly what we're talking about. I've been to a few schools, I mean, actually a lot of schools in Nigeria, in Lagos, and outside of Lagos too, and I've tried to sell the idea to them. The reason we use robotics, and I'll get to that, I know that you asked, Nima asked me about that, is because it has a natural effect, a motivational effect. It draws, once you see a robot, now everybody wants to know, wow, what's that? How is it working? And that's how a child's mind is, very curious. They want to know. And in that, they can do, they write, you write, if you like to write, okay, write about the steps. You want to teach something, ask the students, for example, you're a sports teacher, you teach PE or basketball, let them write the steps. How do you teach a small child how to do it? So that all the things that they're saying, oh, well, we're not going to have, students will not read again, they're not going to be writing again, they're just going to be playing. Isn't that what Montessori said, though? Yeah. That it is by playing, that's discovery.
It's by doing.
It's by doing. We cannot leave. So the way we're going to do it is to get the schools to understand that by saying, let's integrate STEM into our curriculum. We're not saying, oh, we're not going to teach physics again. We're not going to teach math. We can continue to do the same thing we've been doing for how many years and be expecting a different result. It is not going to happen.
Okay. So I'm thinking of solutions. I think, my own thought process, that we lost it when the colonialists came with their formal education. In terms of, we had our own arts and sciences that we passed from generation to generation, and children understood the trade of their parents. But when you first have to teach me this new language, right, and then you're now teaching me physics in this language that I don't even understand, we now say, they are not brilliant, so Jerry, drop out, go and do mechanic. But what's the solution?
The solution is, number one, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep pushing the door. We are calling on the government. For example, Lagos State is one of the leaders in the nation. We're calling on them. Let us partner. Let us help you train your teachers to know how to do hands-on.
I can turn any lesson to a because what Jumoke, I think, was trying to say is that, do you think we'll be better off if this is taught in local lingua? If this is taught in the language people understand, do you think it would be better, it was more successful?
I would hate to say yes or no to that, because I know I got a message some time ago, and a video of a woman who was talking, a Nigerian lady, a professor actually, who was talking about if they teach in Yoruba.
Yes, Sophia Oluwole.
Exactly. If they taught in Yoruba, students, because when I went to school, I didn't learn English. I didn't start learning English until I was in primary 3. And I can read, for God's sake, and I can write. I'm not saying we should not teach them. I'm not, but let's change the method. We cannot be doing the same thing where it is madness.
It's the method.
It is the method. Okay, we have to change it.
Let me take this call. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Wumi, hi Wumi. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Fine, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I really love the topic this morning. And watch what the madam said. Montessori is teaching children to do things with their hands. That's how they know how to do it. That it's not only theory all the time. You have to get these children involved so that they can know what you are teaching, and they can understand and learn. That is what education and Montessori is all about.
Thank you very much, Wumi.
Okay, I wanted to say something, because when you're talking about this language, because I see Yoruba teachers, for instance. My son is always having a headache when it's time to write Yoruba exams, both of them. So I have to go and look for somebody that speaks Yoruba, that would read with them and teach them how to, at least prepare for their exams. Even in that Yoruba language, the method, I think, that they are trying to teach the children the language, it's already wrong, because the child is already thinking, how do I relate this? Some of the teachers use English, to teach Yoruba language. Hey, wow, so how do you, because you said you can turn, I love the word you said, you can turn any lesson into hands-on. So how do we,
give me the topic, I will tell
how do we do that, in terms of even the normal subject that we have, apart from STEM?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Let's say, for example, your students are working on money. You're teaching money. What stops you from creating a store in the classroom? Label. You don't have to go and buy anything. Just take the things you have: cup, mug, or whatever you call it. 100 naira. This. Make a chart for the students. Okay, give them X amount of money. Go and buy. And then when I taught lower elementary grades, I told my parents, every time your child went to the store with you and they had change, if they could tell you how much it was their money. So kids love money, especially American kids. So they got money all the time. So they would follow their parents to the grocery store. They would count those coins like crazy and put the money in their pocket.
You gave us a story about, I'll come to Nima, about how the kids, they made cardboard with a chair.
Okay.
Pause before you go. Hang in the alcohol. Joshua, are you there?
Yes.
Joshua, morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
This is Joshua from the United States.
Morning, Joshua. Go ahead.
I enjoy your program so much.
Thank you, sir.
Gentlemen and gentlemen. You see, the white men, they have cheated us so much by stealing our earlier technology and transferring their own language. Let's not deceive ourselves.
Right. Okay.
You'll discover that this term great woman has brought it can't really work, except we use our own indigenous language to transfer this thing to our young ones.
Okay.
It is Nigerian language that we put the cocoa in this very matter.
Right.
God will bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Joshua.
Okay,
So that's an angle I don't want us to go in through.
It is never about the language. It is about the method.
We don't need to argue it. We're not interested in the argument. We're trying to learn here. So give us an example of how you taught your kids to build something out of nothing.
Okay, so I went for a training and I came in contact with this project where the students, I told my students they were going to build a chair. They had 3 things to use: cardboard. And when I say cardboard, we call it cardboard in the US, but these are like boxes, like boxes, like cartons, or let's say a box of a refrigerator, boxes of the packaging boxes. So they were going to use that. They were going to have a knife, a very sharp knife, and they're going to use a special glue called carpenter's glue. It's very strong. That was it. And the chair had to support me. And I was bigger than this at the time. So my students, of course, middle school, 12, 13-year-olds, they looked at each other and said, oh, she's crazy. We always knew she was crazy. We didn't know she was this crazy. But anyway, and I told them, if I fell on the chair, you fail. It took us about 9 weeks, but we got there. We had items in the classroom they had to buy. They had to, some of the things they buy, like the cardboards, they were buying them. I made money. I made dollars. You know, I made credit card. They could use those. And then
fake credit cards.
Fake credit cards and fake dollars. Then I made the knife the most expensive to rent. It was $50 per class. So initially they were all excited. They were just they had $800 per team. So they were just blowing their money. Then one day, I heard them saying, "Wait a minute, why did we get this knife? We don't even need it today. Wait, let's pair up. Do you know if we can pair up with another team to rent it?" I pretended as if I didn't hear them. Another one said, well, she didn't say we couldn't. Let's go ask her.
Teamwork.
So they're learning teamwork. They're learning problem solving.
Critical thinking.
Those are called soft skills. Nobody teaches. We don't have them in our curriculum. So these kids came to me and I said, let's look at the rules. No, it's not there. Okay, you can do it. So they did it. The story short, at the end of it, we liaised with the finance department. They designed the chairs. They made them look real beautiful. We sold them for real money. We donated over $800 to Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ronald McDonald Foundation.
We have to round up, because I need you to get to the second segment of this conversation. Let's take a break. When we come back, you're going to meet some amazing kids. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Yes, thanks for staying with us. So joining us to share their passion for robotics and how they are preparing for the international global competition coming up in DC, Mr. Adeni Talabi and Omolayo Oluwase. Welcome to the show, gentlemen and ladies. Now, you can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Now, when I met you, you gave me the story of how you met this gentleman and how the robots issue came around. Could you share to our viewers very briefly the whole story of how
the whole story of how we got into this? I was contacted by the founder, the chairman of the initiative. His name is Joe Sestak. He's an American retired congressman. About this project, they have actually contacted Professor Shofola, Shoga Shofola, the former provost of College of Medicine. He also has a science initiative, so they've contacted him, and both of us we started to work together. But when we were doing it, we didn't know how we were going to get the kids to the US. We didn't have the money. We didn't know. Even though Joe promised me that he was going to try, but he wasn't going to give us money for local expenses. Then Faisal Jamakani is a businessman, an entrepreneur, a young businessman, who is very, very passionate about STEM. He was at a conference in Vancouver, and he met the founder. His name is Dean Kamen, he's the founder of this project. And Dean was sharing about this project, and Faisal said, hey, I don't see Nigeria there. That's my country. And they said, no, I don't see my country there.
Faisal is not Nigerian.
He's a Lebanese Nigerian.
Thank you.
They said, what's your country? He said, Nigeria. He said, Nigeria? Okay, so they connected him with Joe, and Joe connected him with him. So I was out of the country, actually, at that time. As soon as I came back, I went and met with Faisal, and he said, listen, Ms. Remy, whatever it will take, I will take Team Nigeria to the US. So far, Jamakani's, himself, his brother Omar, and their foundation, they have spent over $16,000 US on us. There are teams now, as we speak. There will be over 160 countries. That's over 70% of the world's nations that will be competing at this competition. They will be at this competition. We just found out 2 days ago that one country will not be coming. 3 students from another country because they can't find sponsors.
Wow. So we're very fortunate.
We're very grateful.
So what's the name of the competition again?
First Global Challenge. And the goal is, Dean Kamen with a group of scientists came together and said, look, we have to do something about this earth that we live in. Otherwise, they have identified 14 global threats that can make our world cease to exist. And one of them is water. Dean Kamen believes that if every country can provide sustainable, drinkable water, 50% of the children in the hospitals will not be there.
Wow.
This is research-based.
Right.
So that is how...
So how did you come up with this wonderful scientist next to us and the others?
And the others. Okay, so because when they contacted me in December, I was in the US. And I understood what it would take for this competition to be successful. So I knew we needed students that could show up for practice anytime I needed them. So I spoke to schools that I already knew. Professor Shofola also spoke, to schools that he already knew, and we brought kids from those schools. Unfortunately, we didn't have the time to do what we would normally do, which is what we're going to do next year. We're going to have regional competitions, and pick the best students from there. We didn't have that time.
Right.
And so that's how we got them.
So this event is usually annually?
This is the first. It's going to be annual. And they're hoping that they would... I won't be surprised if Joe asks Nigeria to host it next year. Wow. I won't be surprised.
Right. Okay, so when we finally decided to go to this competition, they sent us a kit. What was the kit supposed to do?
Okay, they sent us a box of small pieces, and the kids had to put them together to do a task.
That's Oluwaseun and Ni and the rest of the team.
Them. And so, Sheun, can you tell them what the task is?
Okay. Basically, what our robot is meant to do is that it's meant to separate contaminants particles, which are the orange balls, from clean water particles, which are the blue balls. Now, our robot is also meant to prepare for a flood by hanging on a bar. So, in order to provide access to clean water, our robot is meant to take the blue balls to a water reserve and the contaminant particles to a laboratory on the bridge.
Wow. Right. Interesting. So, this stuff does that?
Okay.
Really?
I'd like to see
Wait, can we apply this in farmland?
Okay, but wait, how
solution driven?
That's the point. The students will come back with ideas on how are we going to solve problems that apply to us? Because some problems just don't apply to us when a student, but our students to think.
Our producer said that our viewers might not have heard her properly. So could you just reiterate a little bit what she said, what the objective of this machine is?
Okay, so the theme of the competition is water. That's the general theme, is water. So they said that there are 2 villages separated by a body of water. In this body of water, there are contaminants and there are clean particles. Create a robot that will separate them. Take the contaminants to a laboratory. The laboratory is set on top of a bridge. So your robot will have to go over to the bridge. That's the bridge there. That brown thing that you're looking at is the bridge. The robot has to go over there to drop the contaminants and take the blue ones to a reserve, which is at the edge. The playing field is about 15 feet by 20 feet, I think.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Interesting. So basically, that's what the robot will. And then because of the flood, so now they're saying there's going to, and also there will be 3 nations, 3 countries competing on this side, 3 countries here competing against each other.
Wow. So ours, well, how do you tag ours? How do we know this is the Nigerian robot? Because just
they're going to give us flags.
A flag.
So each country, they will give each country. So you just
stick the flag somewhere.
In those things, those silver things are called extrusions, and the flag will fit inside the extrusions.
Okay.
So they'll give us 2 flags, one for the country, one for first itself.
When are you guys going again?
Thursday next week.
Wow. So you guys are all traveling.
So you see that you are going to America, you're not going to go and do shopping.
Going for a competition.
You're going to go and bring your medal.
I need to ask you, because we're going to, when the other guys come on, I want to ask you, ordinarily, how long is it supposed to take to build this?
Let them answer.
I know your mic, you come close to me because your mic, you're not probably mic. Go ahead, talk.
Okay, it took about 6 months.
Wow.
Wow.
To do this stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not just one person, it's a team of how many people?
A team of 7 students, 2 mentors.
Whoa.
Wow. And you guys were practicing when? Every day?
Saturdays, Fridays, we come to practice.
Wow.
And then some other time as well. Public holidays, no
I want
public
to ask a
holidays.
question.
Let me ask Molayo here. How many times did you...
You have to come close to Nima.
No, she's wearing a mic. How many times do you make mistakes? Did you make mistakes before you got it? And you know, did you ever feel like giving up?
A lot of times we made mistakes. A lot of times, and no, we didn't feel like giving up because our mentor, Miss Willoughby, was always there to cheer us up, and she told us that whenever we came upon it across a challenge, the thing to do is make research and find new ways to solve it.
Fantastic. I want to ask a very, very critical question because a lot of parents are pressured to go to the very big schools because they just believe that, you know, I'm paying heavy school fees. Of money. You know, does this does this apply in this situation? Like, where did they get? What kind of schools from? Did this children? Because it's important. Because you see, I tell people that if I want to spend,
don't answer the question yet.
No,
let her answer first.
Let me finish as a parent. If I want to spend big money on a child, right? The child should be building things like this. If not, I won't spend the money.
Okay, so what we're going to now say is let's invite those schools because I don't want you to pull your students from those schools. I want other children too.
No, but where did these ones come from?
Not the name of the school.
Are they average schools?
She's from a public school.
Thank you.
Raise your hand, Tawa. Tawa is from a public school.
That's what we're saying.
I graduated from a public school.
He graduated from a public school. And then 4 of them are in private schools.
Okay, you know what? We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to see how this robot works. I think Tawa and the others will be controlling it over there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So, joining us now is Giwa Tawakalitu, that's my namesake. Tolu, now I'm famous. Tolu Ashe Agoro and Afariogu Sunday. Welcome to the show, gentlemen and lady.
Yes.
All right, so they're going to start telling us how this machine works. Oluwase, over to you. What's the machine going to do now?
Thank you. Now, what our robot is going to do now is that it is going to pick the balls. The blue ball is the clean water particle, and you can just drop it in front of me.
I think you might need to move.
Okay.
Okay.
So it has picked the blue ball in front of you?
Yes, and now it will take the orange ball to knee.
To where?
Knee.
To knee.
Oh.
Okay, just like a sweeper.
Yes, it's
so
meant to put the ball in.
problem that Tope has been saying is sweeping our roads. We can't create robots to sweep Lagos roads. That's it.
Okay. Wow. Then part of the challenge is to prepare the robot for a flood. So
wait,
our robot...
hang in there. So the robot is supposed to know how to disperse the trash. One on one side, on the other side.
Yes.
Now, but is it that we have to control it, right? It has to be controlled. It can't just automatically do that by itself.
No.
It has to be. Okay, all right, so go ahead.
It could, but it's not programmed to.
It's not programmed to do so.
So you were saying?
Okay, so our robot is meant to prepare for a flood. So what it's going to do is that we can either hang or climb a bridge, but hanging gives us more points, so we are going to hang.
We're going to hang the mic.
Okay, yeah, let's hang
Can you raise the bridge?
Oh! Are you people seeing this at home?
So this is hanging by itself. Wow. So you guys put this together yourself?
They did, and trust me, they know I don't. I wasn't part of doing anything. Wow. I would lead them. I would give them. Yes, I would give them ideas. I was there. I'm their mentor. That's why I'm their mentor. I'm not. It's not. In fact, sometimes when. And the beauty of robotics is that as you solve a problem, another one comes up. Yeah. So when they solve a problem, I would say, don't rejoice too much. Because another one is coming and then it comes.
Okay, let's move. You know, gentlemen, thanks. We've seen the hanging, so you can come to the back so our viewers can properly see the robot.
Movement of the robot.
Let's move the robot.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you move the robot? Can you move it? Okay.
Hey.
All right. So I was going to bite. Can you move it to the center so our cameras can pick it up. It can't come down, right? It's going to follow.
No, it's going to follow.
So would you kindly, can somebody move it down?
Yeah,
to
it's already.
I was going to say just move it to the center and the thing moved.
Right.
So this is.
Okay, could you just move it to the middle?
To the middle, so it will keep on moving.
Producer wants to, so while we are having a conversation,
I'm very happy with this because we are a country that needs solutions. We have a legislature in place and we're wondering, we have problems. Laws should be solution driven. We need policies that are solution driven. And if this generation is thinking this way, we know that in the future, a lot of things will be easier.
Right. You know, Nima, just to add a bit to what, sorry to cut you off, what's so bizarre is a Lebanese who was naturalized as a Nigerian.
Thank you.
Saw the opportunity and decided to pay you guys for Nigeria to participate in this. And we have a lot of rich, wealthy Nigerians buying Jeeps, buying Lamborghini, buying private jets, packing it everywhere. And they're not even seeing opportunities like this to help invest.
He was not just only passionate, he put his money where his
mouth was. But we brought out money from somebody's farm.
Buried inside the gravesite. I'm just saying
So, you know what? I'm going to say all those things are true, but we're now calling on everybody. It's an opportunity now. Fantastic. This is just this is the first time we are doing this. This is the first time this particular competition is holding. Wow. We will be having more competitions. We would need more money. So we are calling on people to join us. Let's partner.
Let's invest in STEM.
Let's invest in STEM. Let's call on schools. I'm calling on schools to join us in this partnership because this is the future. We don't have a choice.
Let's take this call. Joshua, I believe. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
I'm actually Gracious.
Oh, Gracious. I do apologize. Go ahead, Gracious.
Miss Mora, you're really doing a great job.
Thank you, madam.
I'm really wanting to call this number. I've not it's not been getting me. But you guys are doing a very great job, and this is very wonderful.
Thank you,
Miss Remy, you guys are really doing a great job. Thank you.
Well done. Any more tweets? All right, thank you. Let's take some tweets, please.
Omolaja says, brilliant. No nation develops without paying attention to education, science, and technology. Governors need to encourage this.
Adebayo says, do we have the capacity and intellectualism to change the mode of teaching? And he's saying not yet. Do you agree with him?
We do. Okay. I don't agree with him. Yeah. We do have it. But you can only give what you have. If we don't train these teachers, how are they going to give it? Right. The schools where we have done training,
what's the role of the parents? For instance, I had an immediate older sister who was hands-on, but somehow along the line, she's in the finance business now. She's not doing everything. So
now, is it your father that will go and teach her how to turn it?
What can they do personally? Because we can't keep waiting for a system that is not working.
That is true. You cannot continue to wait on a system that is not working. As parents, number one, you encourage. When if your child is doing hair, for example, don't say, hey, you want to be a hairdresser, because you don't know. Even hairdressers need some STEM. Then if you make money, I had students when I was teaching first grade, second grade, who would say, I want to be footballers. And I would say, you know what? It's the manager, your finance manager, that will steal all your money if you don't know how to manage money now. Yes. So whatever the parents, encourage your child. Look for opportunities for them. Expose them to a lot of things. Let them go for different lessons, different camps, so that when they do those things, they will find their niche. You will be able to see.
You will identify.
You will identify their strength, and then you fan it.
Okay, more tweets. Okay. Prince says, well done for bringing some topical issues to the front burner. STEM is a gateway to reduce youth delinquency. Chima says, you guys are doing brilliant discussion. If Nigeria can get STEM into our school system in 15 years, will be a bomb.
Fantastic point. Hang in there. You see, it takes kids away from delinquency.
Yes.
Because
Saturday,
they are there, thinking of, they are critically thinking of how do I solve this problem. So instead of going out there, 8 to 7 p.m. every day, they're there.
8 to 7 p.m.
Imagine that.
Every weekend, Sundays too.
I have more tweets.
Omalaja says, brilliant. No nation develops without paying attention to education, science, and technology.
I already read that.
Okay, government.
Adebayo says, this is the way to go if we're serious about development in Nigeria. Let's hope sponsors will hop in. Last one, I am Ebuka says, good invention. I wish we can see such a thing every day. Fantastic. And I was just going to say congratulations to Team Nigeria that you are participating at all, you are a success story because science isn't fantastic here. Well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
We'll be rooting for you.
We're proud of you.
Well done.
We spoke to our news guys, so hopefully we're going to be getting a crew to follow you guys over there.
Yeah.
TVC, we like these kind of things. You
know,
we like technology. So we're going to be there rooting you guys on, all right? Well done. Congratulations, guys. We're so proud of you guys. Have a fantastic day and see you. Bye-bye. Take it.
Thank you.
Bye. Amazing.